Hello, everybody. Joe Donuts here, and welcome back for another episode of Tsukihime Remake, where last time I said a lot and drove myself fucking crazy when I was trying to balance the audio levels in post. Yeah, still. I was about to say, I'm still not feeling that great, but no, I'm not feeling that great this morning, but that's for a different reason. I'm probably a little hungover and just didn't sleep great. But, the show must go on. Because yesterday, I had no time to record at all. From, I'd say, about 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., I was home for all of 20 minutes, and that was to throw on my dress uniform, because I had to go to, a ceremony party event thing last night, which took up all my time. It was a nice dinner, I really enjoyed it. They had an open bar too, so I had quite a few old fashions, and then I had to sit around for an hour and a half, 2 hours afterwards, just to not end up with my car in the middle of a cornfield or something. Just sitting around drinking coffee, chatting with the other fucking drunks, sobering up, and eventually, go home once I was in my right mind and had my faculties back. So, I say it like that, but I wasn't fucked up. It's just kind of you're riding that buzz, and you can tell yeah, I got something in my system. Let's let this ride it, fucking burn itself out, and then I can drive home. And I did. And there was no issues because I was sober by then. Because remember, folks, it is not good to drink and drive. If you need to sit around in the parking lot and pet the horse that's attached to the buggy in its little garage, because there's an Amish community around where I live, and they had a horse and buggy there, so I was talking with the horse for a little bit. Just gotta burn that time however you can until, your status debuffs wear off, and you're good to go. Now, I'm a little, dried out, maybe? Just kind of that feeling from, the night after, being somewhere all day, and it's man, I definitely didn't drink enough water yesterday. I can definitely feel that, head's a little sore. Not really from the hangover. It's definitely more of a dehydrated headache than boozed up headache. Not quite it's it's not my kidneys hurt, but it's kind of just that feeling. It also doesn't help that whenever I wear my nice uniform, up there I go. Gotta force myself not to say it. Gotta set up a shock collar and set up a program on my computer to automatically fire it if I say the word, which I won't say, because it actually frustrated me when I was listening to myself last episode. Honest to God, I was upset, angry at my uneloquent past self, which we will rectify moving forward into the future. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. It's something I picked up when I was in the honor guard, because we have to, look our best, but also stand up straight for hours on end, and that's really hard on your back. So I picked up an elastic waistband girdle. So one, it packs away the gut, so that way you cut a real dignified figure in your fancy uniform. And two, it basically goes from your waist up to where would that be? It's 6 inches below your tit. So when it's cinched up nice and tight, you can't move your mid to lower back. It's just kept entirely rigid. So you're standing there with really nice posture while also looking good. And it makes it a lot easier to stand up for that length of time, because when it's all packed in like that, it adds some extra support. So instead of like having to use all your muscles and stuff to keep your back straight and like constantly focusing on that, you know, you can kind of relax a little, but there's enough support going on that you're not just gonna like hook over like a shrimp. You're still gonna have a nice rigid posture, which thank God, because my back ain't what it used to be. Holy shit, it is not. But that's probably just because I need to work on my back muscles more once I start hitting the gym. Because, oh man, there was a bit more to pack away than there used to be. Now I was still able to fit into everything, but ooh. When I was digging out my dress uniform, I found some of the pants from when I graduated basic training. And, you know, keep in mind, that was close to 10 years ago. But couldn't even dream of putting them on. Hell, it seems like just one of my legs would fill up the entire thing. It's really small. Like, looking at it, I could almost fucking wrap my hands around the waist of what those pants were. It's ridiculous, because when I went to basic, I was probably like a 32-inch waist. And then by the time I graduated, I had gone down to like a 27-inch waist. That's so fucking small compared to what I am right now. You know, now I'm just a fucking fatso, but nonetheless, looking at that just made me feel like a fat piece of shit, and I'm like, oh, I should really start. I've started the dieting. That's still going well, but time to add in the rigorous amount of physical exercise to burn off those calories, because there's a reason you lose so much weight when you're in basic. It's because, one, they're feeding you, I'm not going to say not nutritious, but let's just say calorie light, but nutritious things. And then you're running around like fucking 10 miles a day. You know, not even counting the morning PTs where it's, when I went through, they did like cardio days and like strength building days, where cardio days is like, okay, we're just going to go to the track and we're going to run for like a fucking hour. And it's like, you can't stop, you can't slow down unless you have like a waiver for an injury or something. That's the only time you can like go to the center, the center, like, fuck. You know how it is on like a athletic track. It's got the separate lanes. There we go, lanes. That's the word I was looking for. You can only go to the center lanes to kind of walk or kind of speed walk if you had an injury, which fortunately I got shin splints real bad, so I got a little letter from the doctor saying I could do that after a certain amount of time. But if you didn't have one of those, motherfucker, you better have been running. Fucking running your ass off. Because God, what was the PT's like minimum when I went through? Like the actual like by the book minimum was 13:35 or something, somewhere in that ball range, to run 1.5 minutes. But when you were going through basic, they wanted you to be under an 11-minute, which I did, which is surprising considering I got the worst legs in the world. But, you know, just powered on through, you know, the indomitable human spirit, which will be exemplified here in Tsukihime Remake, where Ishiki will exhibit the spirit of not killing himself from looking at the lines too much. Anyway, I got nothing else, so let's just hop right on in. Last episode, we just left off with Arcueid coming to school, and totally, who's Tobuddy? Totally nobody saw her behind the like gymnasium where the bike racks were. You know, it's not like Noelle or someone fucking works here and would have immediately noticed a true ancestor just walking through probably a bounded field she set up. Couldn't be at all. Also, Mario and his little fucking lackey, whose name I can't remember because he's honestly kind of forgettable looking. They showed up to grill Shiki, but That's about it. Okay, moving on. 3, 2, 1. I find Arihiko in the classroom after I get back from lunch. He wasn't here in the morning, so I'm guessing he just came to eat.
Oh, Tano, hayosu!
Arihiko's got no shame, even when he comes unfashionably late. If rumors of Arcueid had spread through the school, then this guy would have definitely given me hell. I'm lucky that Arcueid actually went home.
なんすかその冷め切った目。かわいそうだけど、サイン券抜かれたら1枚10円で売られる CD なんだな。みたいな目で人を見るのやめてくれない？
Hey, you might find some, a banger track on one of those. Odds are it's gonna be like shitty classical music or something, but...
そうか、悪かった。ちょっと一悶着あって疲れててさ、つい本音を隠しきれなかった。次から気をつけるよ。
It wasn't a CD, but for Halloween when I was a kid, make me think of it now that it's October. We had a cassette of spooky ambient background noise that we'd like put out on the front porch on the fucking 8-track player. And just have it going because we have like our the fake spiderweb decorations out front and like the zombie hand coming out of the ground, and it's also we put on like the orange porch light, and it's got these spooky wind noises and like noises going. Wow, that's actually like a pretty good Minecraft zombie noise I did right there. Don't use that without my permission. You must pay me for my rights. Where were we? Yeah, Tsukihime. Hi, what's up, Arihiko?
マジっすか？でも隠すべきは今の発言の方ですよ。
Arihiko chatters away as he walks over to his desk, and right past it, towards the class's rear exit. This guy's actually gonna eat lunch, then dip.
じゃ、今日も一日ご苦労さん。俺はネット越しにたくさんの仲間とちょっと世界を救ってくるわ。
It's fucking... What are you doing on the internet, Arihiko? Arihiko heads for the door with a grin. Before he leaves...
なあ、北口駅前が物騒だって前に言ってたけど、それ以外にヤバめなところって言えばどこだ?
Like, wouldn't have even come to mind that Arihiko would be an internet kind of guy. Because the original, takes place in fucking 99. Not... the internet existed then, but not in its current form, and I don't see Tsukihime original Arihiko being much of a web denizen. I threw out the question on a whim.
なんだい突然に。北口デパート並みにヤバめなスポットなんてそうそうねえぞ。強いて言うならあれか？伏塚の廃病院じゃねえか？2年前までヤンキーどもの集会場になってたものの、今じゃ誰も寄りつかなくなったっていう。
串塚って2駅隣のか。でも廃墟が物騒なのは当然というか、普通誰も寄りつかないだろう。
How 20th century of you, Tonoshiki? Haven't you ever heard of urban exploration?
いや、だからさ。誰もいなくなったんだよ。ある日を境にぱったりと。そのヤンキーどもの姿がな。30人近い行方不明者ってことで、今でも捜索願いが出されてる。
Good start for an urban legend.
ま、こっちは怪談レベルの話で、北口みたいな暴力沙汰じゃねえけどな。今じゃ不老者も住み着かない行政の不良債権みたいな場所だよ。
Spooky. Our homeroom class is having a surprisingly difficult time deciding what to do for the school festival next month. Turns out that the girls and boys are split, so we decide to delay our decision to next week. Man, it must be rough without having a class rep to handle everything for you. After-school activities are canceled, and all students are leaving early. Yumizuka was the class rep, right? Or was it said that she's just class rep-esque? The details are fuzzy in my mind. I need more coffee. There's no point spacing out in the classroom. What should I do? We should, Probably go back home. Realistically, I feel like going to the hospital is a good way to get killed. But nope, the hospital's the right choice. Cool.
櫛塚の病院か。
I think I'll check it out. Not because Arcueid sparked my motivation or anything, but because I might as well look into some of the more suspect locations during daytime. It's 2 stations away, so it's probably nothing, but it's not like I have anything else to do until night falls. I mean, you could, like, do your homework that you probably got assigned today. Or do you just go to school to fucking warm a seat and take up a desk? It's a 20-minute bus ride. Oh god, my throat. From the terminal at Kushizuka station. Goddamn fucking Yumiduka is throwing me off because I see the Z and I'm like, yeah, D. I also like scorched my vocal cords last night with some like Italian dressing on the salad I had. It was like really acidic. And it like fried my throat. I could tell when I was like trying to talk over the music, like my voice was just like dying in my throat. Like it wasn't quite cracking, but it definitely had that kind of like it's worn out for no reason kind of tone to it. The hospital is then another 20-minute walk from the nearest bus stop. My destination is in the middle of an industrial district. It's dead quiet out here. You can see how spacious it is even from outside the gates. Must have been quite a large hospital before it got closed down. Weeds have taken root in the cracks of the asphalt. One of the hospital wards seems to have incurred significant damage. It's falling apart. Is that damage caused by a fire? If it was, the difference between the damaged and undamaged areas is a little too extreme. Either that or someone had a, knockdown, brawl, fucking supernatural fight there. The sky is so high here. There's no tall buildings on the horizon, allowing the blue expanse to stretch into infinity. It's later in the afternoon, but the clear sky is so bright and vivid it makes my eyes hurt. The barbed wire is nothing to my knife, and my entry goes without a hitch, though I don't notice anything unusual. I brace myself and remove my glasses, but there isn't anything like that jumble of lines I saw in the zombie the other day. This place is just some abandoned ruin. In the end, it was a waste to come here. But I guess that's how investigating goes sometimes. I head back to the entrance and check the bus schedule on my phone. Well, there's a bus in 10 minutes. I should be able to catch it if I run. I sigh in annoyance as I pass through the entrance, deciding that I'll make a dash for it. Well, that was certainly something. I arrive back at the mansion. The sun still hasn't set, which means Akia likely isn't home yet.
アキハ、今朝から怒ったままだろうな。
This would be far from the first time I've pissed her off, of course. Yeah, in the 1 week you've been home. Off to a great start. I've been nothing but trouble since I've come back. I'd like to tell her what's going on, but there's no way she'd believe this vampire stuff. Guess there's nothing left except to keep playing the part of a good-for-nothing brother. Well, one thing I did like about the Tsukihime manga is they added a lot of extra scenes that weren't in the original that kind of focused on the other characters. Like, I want to say it wasn't the first couple chapters, but early on, there was a fight between Ciel and Akia at the fucking Tono mansion. It was crazy. I thought it was a really good scene. Kind of showed off Akia's power, some of the weird shit about Ciel, and it kind of involves everyone, even if even if the manga is more of an adaptation of Arcueid's route, it made sure to give the characters all their bit parts to play. So that way, it's not like how in some VNs where it's like, oops, I get into a route and all the other, secondary characters disappear. It's good to keep them all, on the board. I guess there's nothing. Yeah, I already read that line.
お帰りなさいませ、四季様。
Hello, Hisui.
ただいま翡翠。わざわざ出迎えてくれてありがとう。秋葉はまだ帰ってきてない。
はい。今夜は
Hooray!
特別遅くなるとのことですので、ご夕食は四季様。
Oh, sorry, Hisui. Huh. I wanted to at least give some kind of excuse for before. I'll just head back to my room and rest then.
四季様。
何翡翠。
Hisui cast a fleeting glance over the lobby before continuing.
つかぬことをお伺いしますが、四季様は今夜もお出かけになるのでしょうか。
Yeah, probably. Hisui looks me straight in the eye. She sees right through my plan, though that doesn't surprise me. Hisui already knows that I've been leaving my room at night. It's only natural for her to assume I'll do it again. The problem now is how I respond to this question. As a servant, she wants to know what time I'll be home, but telling her is the same as telling Akia. My response needs to be well thought out. Obviously, I would tell the truth to her, but there's a dead end somehow by lying to her, so obviously we're going to be choosing that. And, it'll probably be majority of the same until, like, late at night, it's like, oh, I gotta run home or something. They're chasing me. And then you show up and the door's locked because, she has no reason to not lock it because it's like, oh, Shiki's not going out, so he doesn't need to come back in. And then he gets murdered on the doorstep or something. Who knows, though? Either way, it'll probably play out a lot, and then I'll just skip after I tell her the truth, and then it'll resume right where we died. I hope, maybe. I just hope it isn't one of those choices where it's like, yeah, you choose it, and then you play it for 7 hours, and then you get a dead end, and then you have to go back and, redo everything. It makes me feel horrible, but I can't tell Hisui the truth. What Arcueid and I do has to remain a secret. And I can't exactly say I'm going vampire hunting. Regardless of if she'd believe me or not, I don't want to get my family involved.
いや、もう夜に出歩く用事はないよ。今朝も秋葉にお小言をもらったばかりだし。
かしこまりました。そ
Yep.
れでは、今夜も通常通りに門を閉めさせていただきます。
Damn, look at my powers of deduction. I was right on the money. Can't say this feels good, but it's for the best. With Hisui's position, as long as I say I'm not going to do it, she can't question me. She bows and returns to her cleaning duties. I'll head back to my room. After dinner, I stow myself in my room. It's almost 10 o'clock. I should sneak out carefully and make sure I don't get caught. It's pretty easy. You could just, like, make a rope ladder to, like, toss out your window for, sneaking in and out of the mansion. I gotta stop saying I told myself I wouldn't, but I keep doing it. No one crosses my path along the way. Even the park is empty. People must really be afraid of the serial killer. Standing there alone is the woman in white.
四季。
Hello. Someone's mad for no reason. I don't know why, but she starts yelling the second she sees me.
なんだよ。 もしかして時間間違えたか俺。
そう、もう何時だと思ってるのよ。
Probably like 10, 15.
約束の時間を10分も過ぎちゃってるじゃない。
10 minutes? I couldn't have been here at 10 even if I had sprinted from the mansion. Well, yeah, that's why you leave early to get to places on time, dipshit. You don't leave at the appointed time and then show up. Though I guess Arcueid was here right on time.
ああ、悪かったよ。こっちもなんとか10時に合わせたかったんだけど、こっそり出かけるのに思いのほか手間取ったんだ。お前が携帯を持ってたら。
As convenient as it would be to have been to message her, the sheer absurdity of texting with a vampire pulls me back to reality.
いや、なんでもない。
I mean, as I said, I'm pretty sure I said it before, you could like go get her a burner phone for like $20 or something.
次からはちゃんと時間を厳守する。今回は多めに見てくれ。
もうこれから殺し合いに行くのに全然自覚がないみたいね、あなたは。
Well, you know, you can't have a fucking stick up your ass if you're trying to have a fight to the death, you know? It's gonna slow you down. She puffs up her cheeks in anger. No, she's not in a good mood. Arcueid, don't puff up your cheeks. You're like 400 years old. You're not a child. I wonder if it's because she got here early.
なあ、アルクエイド。何時からここで待ってたんだ？
Probably since she left the school.
私は起きてからすぐここに来たから、やってきたのは7時ぐらいかな。
Oof.
7時って、じゃあ3時間以上も待ってたのか？
What was she thinking? Coming so early when we agreed on 10.
うん、なんかおかしいみたい、私。
Yeah, I just felt so excited about the prospect of meeting you here. I just couldn't sit still. Arcueid mumbles as if she's a little surprised about it herself.
まあ、遅れた俺も悪いけど、そっちにだって問題はあるぞ。約束の時間より前に来て、勝手に待たれても困る。
それとこれとは別問題でしょ。式が遅れたってことは変わらないんだから。
He is late, though. You are correct about that.
それはそうだけど。
Him being late is worse than you being early.
しかし、なんだって3時間も待ってたんだ。間違えてきたにしろ、それだけあれば部屋に戻っていてもよかったじゃないか。
そんなの私にだってわからないわ。なんとなく楽しいし、このまま式を待っていてもいいかなって思ってたら、いつの間にか10時になってただけなんだから。
楽しかったって、なんで？
さあ、
Yep,
自分にだってわからないって
sitting
言った
down
でし
on a
ょ。
bench, you know, knees in her lap, yeah, you know, chin in her hands, kicking her feet, humming to herself.
式に殺されたせいかしらね。私、体のどこかが壊れて治ってないみたい。
He probably fucking sliced up your brain and shit scrambled.
自分でおかしいって思う
I'm
んだ
pretty
け
sure
ど、
one of those
体のど
cuts
こが
was to the head.
どうしておかしいのか点でわからないんだもの。
I'm not sure how to respond. I can't do much except apologize. I was the one who cut her up into 17 pieces, so if something isn't right with her, it's probably entirely my fault.
まあいいわ。時間もなくなっちゃったし、無駄話をしている暇なんてないものね。
ああ、そう言ってもらえると実に助かる。
でも、次も遅れるようなことになったら、その時は直接家に迎えに行くわ。約束を守れないのは式の方なんだから、文句はないでしょ。
それはダメ。約束はちゃんと守る。守りますけど、不測の事態はいつでも起きるだろう。時間に遅れるなんてのはその最たるものじゃないか。
Yeah, but if you're late, that could mean something happened to you.
なんで間違っても二度とうちには来ないように。ただでさえ秋葉に誤解されたままなんだ。これ以上引っかき回されたらマジで部屋を犬小屋にされかねない。
Yeah, not one of those like good dog houses, but like the ones where fucking shit people, they put like that fenced in cage in their backyard, and that's just where the dog lives.
ふん。 アキハって四季に全然似てない妹さんのこと？
似てないは余計だけど、そうだよ。
I mean, they look enough alike. It's not like, you know, you standing next to Shiki and being like, yeah, we're related.
そうなんだ。四季はそんなに妹さんが怖いの？
She's a little scary.
あのな、どこの世界に妹を怖がる。
Her mood swings are more scary than, you know, she is herself, but afraid of his own little sister. I think the words, but choose to bite my tongue. I wouldn't say I'm afraid of Akiha, but I do find it difficult to interact with her.
単に妹には余計な心配をさせたくないだけだよ。
Yeah, she's a little serious to a fault.
昔からあいつには迷惑をかけてきたから。できるだけこの。
なるほど。あの妹さんには優しいのね。
Any of his what? Who are we talking about? I think you dropped a T, bud, and it should be a this.
基本的に俺は誰にでも優しくしているよ。
Another strike to the translators.
最近になって例外が一人できちまっただけで。
You know, just minor typos so far. You know, not like when I'm typing something in a Word document and I completely fuck up the word because I forget how to spell it, so I just try to go phonetically, and it's not even close. Like, no shot. You look at it, it's got the red squiggle, then you hit the like, give me the right spelling, and the word is like 7 extra characters long, and it's like, whoa, I was way off.
それって
Yep,
私の
you're
ことだ。
so special, Arc.
わかんないやつだな。今のは皮肉褒めたんじゃなくて悪口ってや
It's
つな。
supposed to be venomous.
そうなの？でも私は四季の例外ってことでしょ？私ね、
Mhm.
そういうの嫌いじゃないんだ。
Arcueid is still smiling. It's a carefree smile, like that of a child. My body feels weirdly hot. My temperature must have gone up. She's gonna overwhelm me completely if I don't take my eyes off of her. So I make a show of turning my head away.
本題に入ろう、アルクエイド。
Yeah, you just gotta put like your head in your hand and hit him with like the fucking yada yada de daze.
昨日と同じように吸血鬼探しをするんだろ
と、そうだったわね。今夜はメガネは外さなくていいから、私の後についてきて。
Hooray! Now it's just going out for a late night stroll. We wander the dark city. Arcueid seems to have a place in mind, but because she hasn't shared anything, it almost feels like a midnight stroll.
今夜はピンポイントで見てもらうわ。まずは騒がしい方ね。
She leads us into the commercial district near the station. We traverse the sleepless city, rich and vibrant even past 10. It's a veritable exhibition of modern culture, a buffet of light and sound. The white shadow, unchanged after untold centuries, makes her way through the city that's painted anew seemingly every few months. Untold centuries might be an overstatement. The phrase only came to mind because I've heard that vampires are immortal and long-lived.
四季、あのビルを見て。6階建ての細い方。入っていく人間たちに線は見える？
普通だな。死者は出入りしてない。
外れね。次に行きましょう。はい、
Yep.
メガネかけて。
It'd
先
be
は長いん
nice
だ
to
か
get
ら
him on the first
あん
place
ま
we
り無理
tried,
しないよう
but
に。
yeah, I was about to say, like, shouldn't he just put his glasses on when you're not specifically scoping something out? Or is it like that thing where taking them on and off is where you incur the most shock? So, like, once you get them off, it's like, oh, it's not that bad, you know? But doing it a bunch of times is just gonna wear you out. Like she mentioned this afternoon, Arcueid has a good idea where the zombies patrol. She wants to check out 6 places. The first 2 were a bust, but the third spot, a building with rentable offices, paid off. One of the security guards entering an unused office was an absolute cluster of lines. Arcueid understood just from the look on my face. She had me wait in the hall while she entered the room, exiting casually just a minute later.
ごめんなさい。ここも外れ。低級の式だった。この辺りは昨日借り尽くしたから完全に警戒されたわね。
All gone to ground. Arcueid shrugs. She hides it well, but I sense that she's feeling discouraged.
何よ、ニヤニヤして。私の失敗が楽しいの？
No, just that you're taking it so seriously.
いや、違うよ。いつも気楽なお前でも気を落とすことがあるんだなって。
それどういう意味？私だって人並みに壊したり潰したりしますよだ。
I mean, yes, you did get splattered, but that was an exception. I wish you just phrased that as happy and sad, but I guess that's too tall an order for this vampire princess. We sneak out of the building and make for our next destination. It's just before midnight. We see fewer pedestrians, and the neon lights begin to shut off one by one. Car taillights pass us by. Arcueid steps in time with them, as if to follow them home. I'm just thinking, like, how do you keep step with cars passing by? Those cars must be, you know, all uniformly using cruise control at like 15 feet apart if you're able to keep a perfect, you know, rhythm with them, but so be it. We've now investigated 5 spots to no avail, which means we only have 1 chance left. We seem to be heading to the residential area. Arcueid doesn't say anything, but I get the idea that she was saving this one for last for a reason.
しかし、分かってはいたけどまだるっこしいな。足で調査するしかないなんて、前時代的にも程がある。
Yeah, you guys could just get like a bicycle.
昔から吸血鬼退治は面倒なものだもの。
Or, you know, it's
街の
2015,
ど
you
こ
can
か
get
にあ
those
る
little
親元
electric
の棺を
scooters
探
to
し当
zip
てるん
around
だか
town
ら、
on them.
そう簡単には終わらないわ。
You could even just use one, you know. Shiki, he's, you know, anemic little fucking string bean boy. Probably weighs 80 pounds soaking wet, same with Arcueid. You know, you guys would have no problems just, like, doubling up on one of those electric scooters.
そっか、ならいい。って、
Do a
別に
fucking
嫌がって
vampire
るわけ
hunting
じゃないぞ。
drive-by.
単にアルクエイドも大変だなって思っただけで。
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of walking.
私は別に大変じゃないよ。決められた作業だもの。手順を踏んでいけばきちんと終わるものだし。
Well, I guess she probably has it down to a science by this point. All I can manage in response is a, huh. Arcueid is all business when it comes to hunting vampires. She'll do whatever it takes as long as it produces results. Just because she can leap 10 meters in the air doesn't mean she's itching to skip the lake work. Now that I think about it, it was the same when I first met her. She had fully integrated into human society during her search for vampires. Even though she could have done what Vlav did, if she felt like it.
ってなんだよ、人の顔をジロジロ見て。ちゃんと前向いてないと転ぶぞ。
Yeah, what if you bump into someone?
やっぱりこれって不思議なことよね。
What is? There's a lot of things strange going on.
ねえ、式は私といて平気なの？吸血鬼退治とか怖くないの？
I mean, not particularly.
はあ？
I mean, you've said you've never, you know, fed or killed on a human before, so... A baffled grunt escapes my throat. She's asking me this now? Am I okay being with her? Don't even have to think about it.
別に平気かどうかなんてただの襟好みだろう。俺たちは利害が一致した協力関係なんだし。そりゃ吸血鬼は怖いけど、町のためなら我慢するさ。
Arcueid accepts my answer with a faint nod. The conversation stops there. We walk through the empty streets in silence. We're far from the station now. These 2 hours haven't been very productive, but somehow it doesn't feel like we've wasted our time. Even if we didn't address the root of the problem, we've at least stopped it from getting worse for today. That must be the reason behind this strange sense of accomplishment.
でも気を使わなくていいのはいい。
I finally give voice to a feeling I had never expressed.
四季？
だから気楽だってこと。俺はその根本的にろくでなしだからさ。
Yeah, you know, like
お
if we
前み
got
たいに
into
頑丈
a
なやつがいてくれ
tussle,
ると、なんていうか。
you know, like a real knockdown, drag-out fight with someone, I could probably only go 3 rounds. Anything more than that would be impossible. It feels like after, you know, someone got 2 wins in, it's over. I feel truly at ease. Everything I see is broken. How I look at the world is polluted. I shouldn't be here. When I'm with her, it feels like the conclusions I've come to these past 7 years begin to fade.
ねえねえ、それってつまり私が式を楽しくさせてるってこと？
I mean, yeah, it's super fun, but Shiki's a little fucking sun-sun, so I doubt he would say
逆。
it.
あのな、おっかない吸血鬼と一緒なんだぞ。災難極まってるだろ。気が
What it
楽っ
needs
て
to
いうの
go
は
through is like
どう転
disappearance
んだ
of
って
Haruhi
今以下には
Suzumiya
ならないっ
phase,
てことだよ。
and just accept that it's fun. It's to get up to wacky, nonsensical shenanigans like this with supernatural beings.
おっかないってどの辺が？
山ほどある。殺しても生き返ってひたすら追いかけてくるとか、3000度の高熱をあちちで済ますところとか、
Mm-hmm.
ガムテープとかビルの屋上まで駆け上がるところとか、
And you show it to people's
駅
houses
前をお釈迦
uninvited
にするところとか。
and start beefing with their sister in their own home, unannounced. And you gave everything you had to protect me in the town from Vlov's ice. Maybe you should have
岩盤
said
を
that
ちゃぶ
one
台
out
返し
loud.
するところとか、人の体によくわかんないものを塗りつけたりとか、あと昼間に学校に来るところとか。
Yeah, can we go over the gunk you fucking rubbed onto him?
はい、そこまでで
The
結
random
構です。
dirt you found on the
式の
ground?
気持ちはよくわかりました。
いいのか？まだもうちょっとだけあるぞ。
Because I wonder how that works, because like I said, it makes
Yeah,
sense. It made sense with
自覚ある
Nero,
から。
because it was just kind of like energy goop.
ふんだ。どうせ私は吸血鬼ですものね。
It was like unaspected life energy from all the creatures in his body. So, you know, you slap it on him and it heals, it makes sense. But it seems like you just took Vlov's, like, conceptual weapon and kind of squished it like it was Play-Doh and then smeared it in all the gaps in Shiki's body. And like, yep, good as new. Is he gonna get any, like, cool powers like fucking Shiro and Avalon now? Is Shiki gonna become obsessed with spears and lances? Tell that to his therapist and he'll just think he's gay or something. Arcueid picks up her pace, walking briskly ahead of me.
待てってば。お前が本気になったら追いつかないぞ、俺。
I follow her, half jogging. Turns out our 6th destination was just up ahead. There it is, in the middle of the neighborhood. A typical 4-story apartment complex, nothing out of the ordinary. There look to be 4 apartments per floor, with lights visible in most of their windows. The people who live here are still awake, spending their time as they please. But as someone looking in from the outside, there's no way of knowing whether that involves any shady business. I look at the lines. The strain it puts on my brain makes me nauseous. This place seems wrong. There's nothing unusual about the lines running across the building, but it feels somehow lifeless. There's something unnatural about the brightness emanating from the interior, or from the strangely concentrated lines of death scrawled across the woman just now entering the apartment complex.
そう。やっぱり当たりね。
They make a nest here? A little hive of ghouls and zombies? Instead of going to the entrance of the apartment complex, Arcueid heads down the slope leading to the underground garage. The garage is guarded by a metal shutter.
普通のマンションだけど、ここなのか、アルクエイド。
ええ。このシャッター、人よけと消臭の結界がかかってる。
Oh, they put up like a Glade, auto air freshener?
あれはカメラかな。私の姿を捉えてるけど、中の死者たちにもう逃げる時間はない。昼間。
Bending down, she places her hands under the shutter. Is she really gonna pull the shutter up by...
シキ、このシャッター切れる？
It would definitely make less noise.
そりゃ切れるけど、いいのか？
And, it might trigger like an automatic alarm if someone forces the shutter up like that.
ええ、私よりシキが敵に。無理やり開けると警報が鳴るでしょ。
Oh, good point. Arcueid's pretty good at keeping her cool under pressure.
シキはガレージの
I
入
don't
り口
think
に
it's
いて。
that she's particularly good. I just think you're bad at it.
ここが巣なら、中には10体近いアンデッドがいるはず。相手が1体だけならシキの方が強いけど、2体以上になると不利でしょうから。
別に俺はそこまで。まあいいか。わかった。
I mean, you're not in your like killer sicko mode state of mind right now, so probably not. I cut along a line on the shutter. Metal meets concrete with a clatter. You don't think one of you should have been like supporting it so that way when it gave way, it didn't just go gunk onto the ground and make a loud, obvious noise? I peer into the pitch black through the opening I just cut.
なんだ、
Cool.
この匂い。
Well, it's probably filled with fucking bodies. A foul stench hits my nostrils. The garage reeks of rotting meat and rancid blood. Zombie. I see several squirming clusters of lines within. The sound of the shutter being sliced open seems to have caught their attention. There are 22 of them. This many undead. There's no doubt that their sire's here with them too.
アルクエイド、予想より数が多い。
I mean, they're still just zombies.
ここが根城なんだろう。ならやっぱり俺も。
You should stand back.
ここは根城じゃないわ。ただの食堂よ。
Oh,
大丈夫。
there's a difference?
起きたばっかりの節なんて虫みたいなものだし。シキはそこで待ってて。すぐ片付けちゃうから。
Okay. Fucking pop them like little blood balloons so we can go on home. Yes.
マジか。
My brain has difficulty keeping up with the incomprehensible scene in front of me. Something so beautiful yet so grotesque. Like a figure skater performing in a graveyard full of decay. A throng of undead approaches our guest. She conducts a symphony of snapped bones with a single swing of her arms. A cacophony of fangs clattering to find their prey. The sound of splitting flesh. And somehow, even within the midst of gore, a white shadow, untouched by a single fleck of blood. Now, I was about to say, should you really be wearing white for this? Like, maybe you should go the Tosaka route and get like a red, a red sweater. Hide the damage and gore a little bit. Takes my breath away no matter how many times I see it. Of course. These corpses don't stand a chance against her. Their abilities are too mismatched, their viewpoints too dissimilar. Their very existences reside in different dimensions. As if the word unparalleled was coined for her and her alone. To Arcueid, these vampires that exist only to drink blood must be no different from humans. Their prey, nothing more. Well, at least there's a nice little drain in the middle of the floor there, so once we're done, we can just, like, get a hose and just wash them down. Another current of pain runs through my brain. That's what I get for going down my glasses for so long, but I can't put them back on yet. Arcueid may have said she could take them all by herself, but there are still more than 10 of them left. It'll take her less than a minute to deal with the rest of them at her current pace. But just in case, Something's wrong. Arcueid's movements are slowing. She hasn't been injured. Zombies can't even get close to her in the first place. But even still. Her face appears to distort with pain with every enemy she rends. Well, that's odd. All of them fall to her terrible onslaught. The next thing I know, there's only one left. It shouldn't require excessive force. A zombie of this caliber ought to perish in a single slash of her claws. And yet... Perhaps seeing the fight's end, the white silhouette pulverizes the humanoid, holding nothing back. You didn't, like, throw him through the wall, did you? It's over. Standing center stage of the carnage is Arcueid, her breath still ragged. She finally loosens her shoulders. That idiot. I don't know what was going on in that head of hers, but she exhausted too much of her strength. She could have used 1/10 of what she used just now and still finished things without breaking a sweat.
Arcueid.
Yeah, it seems like you went a little overboard there, huh? I quietly call her name for the entrance. From the entrance.
どう？見ててくれたしき。
Yeah, good job showing off, but...
今夜はこれで終わりだし、あなたの前だし、いつもより張り切ってやっちゃった。
お前な、こんな物騒な張り切っちゃったとか初めて聞いたぞ。
I sigh. Well, she really is a troublemaker. How am I supposed to respond to the idea that she just wanted to show off to me?
まあ。
Well, yeah, it did look cool. Oh, what the fuck?
確かに、ちょっと見とれたのは事実だ。
Hey, Ark, there's a weird fucking misshapen creature in the corner over there. The cheerful mood is cut short. My thoughts cease. My mind blanks. Something strange and unspeakable draws my attention. When did it get here? Or rather, how long have I failed to see it? A panther appearing in a back alley. Flaming corpses. Dead things in the form of human beings. I've seen my share of abnormalities these past few days. I've experienced a lot of things for the first time. Yet those are all based in reality. They were variations of what I know, mere extensions of common sense. This thing is different. The air it exudes is too irregular, its classification too deviant. Its very existence is born of some indecent process. It belongs neither here in Soya or in Arcueid's world. Yeah, it's some weird fucking spider homunculus, E.T. looking thing. It's shaped like a person. Its stench is that of the zombies. But humanoid as it is, it's discarded any claim as a Homo sapiens. I don't sense any respiratory functions. I can't see how it would react to light. Yet, my instincts grasp that this beast is built like a predator. Yeah, predators have like fucking beer guts like your uncle. Alright. Well, I've never seen anything like it. It does remind me of something I know. A spider. My mind is still frozen. Can't quite remember how to work my throat. The muscles in its abdomen flex and ripple. Oh. The mass of bulging flesh isn't fat, but many muscular arms. Strange fleshy tubes, like writhing invertebrates. The moment I recognize it for what it is.
Arcueid!
Oh, this is like one of those other kind of visual novel games, huh? I shout. Arcueid turns to look, sensing the aberration behind her. The monster's tentacle shoots out like a whip, cracking at the back of Arcueid's neck. It's quick, but not quick enough to catch Arcueid completely off guard. Arcueid's claws fly to meet the limb of flesh. Same claws that cut through the zombie's flesh as easily as scrapping. Oof. But her rending claws are unable to sever the scourging tendril. Rather, the deflected whip keeps its inertia, brutally lashing across the woman's back. I hear a trigger fire in the back of my skull. The zombie is an aberration. That's one thing. Its skin is unusually resilient. That's another. The zombie is on a different level of repugnance. That's yet another. But more than anything else, its second and third arms threaten to come down and end Arcueid's life. No way. That's stupid. She's stupid. If she hadn't pushed herself, then she wouldn't have gotten into this position. It's ridiculous. She's injured again, cornered, up against a wall. Her breathing is ragged. She's taking hits even I could avoid. Says the person that isn't having to dodge them, but, you know, so be it. Thank God I'm not wearing my glasses. Probably would have broken them in anger if I was. The aberration leaps into the air, seemingly enjoying himself. A vulgar grin pulls at its lips, having found prey it wouldn't normally be able to hunt. Fuck you. Fuck you, that's mine. It's my fault. It's my job. I killed her. I brought her down. But she forgave me. Trash like me, who killed her for simple pleasure. And now... pleasure. That's an L, not an R. Don't touch her, those disgusting things that belong in a DL site fucking Dojin game. I cut. Without thought, without wasted movement, like an animal driven by pure instinct. Am I running? Is it chasing me? That's fine. There's no hesitation in my steps. Second strike from the beast, short and fast, unlike the first. The equivalent of a jab in boxing. An action that maximizes speed with minimal movement. Not particularly powerful, but too fast for the eye to register. Too fast to react to. That's not an issue for me. If I can't dodge it, I can just cut through it. I pursue the figure in front of me, a crimson cluster of tightly packed lines of death. Without even thinking, I'm slashing a potent line. There goes its left leg, dead, despite how wary I'd been of it before. Now all I have left to fear is its bite. I'm already close enough to reach. I stab the point thrumming just up to the right of its navel. There are no death throes. The aberration simply collapses to the ground, like a mechanical doll with its batteries removed. Yo, Arcueid, what the fuck is that? weird fucking homunculus thing. I finally let out a breath that I'd been holding all this time. I'm surrounded by lumps of rotting flesh. The thing I killed is gone, vanished into air. Considering the bodies of the zombies killed by Arcueid still remain, it seems that this one was indeed special. But I killed it. I snuffed the life out of the aberration without faltering for a second. You can throw up now if you want, you know. That's just an adrenaline response, and no one will judge you. My mind still won't process things properly. This was pure violence. A mad rush, without a single thought spared towards the lessons that Master taught me. An action fueled by the murderous rage I've tried so hard to quell. Regret, remorse, hatred, despair. It will all return with a vengeance once I've calmed down. But I'm fine with that. I am. As long as Arcueid is safe. This is the first time. Just now, I've used my powers to save someone. In full control of myself and with no hesitation. I mean, you could say you used it when you killed Vlov to save people because the whole city would have fucking been destroyed, but so be it. I look back to find Arcueid breathing heavily, her shoulders trembling.
大丈夫かアルクエイド
Yeah, you just got the shit kicked out of you. You good? I'm at her side in an instant. She holds her heaving chest like she's in pain. Like a suffering animal that knows nothing but how to gasp for air.
バカ油断しすぎだあんな考えなしで暴れるから大丈夫か体の傷開いちまったのか
Yeah, do I need to go to Staples and get more duct tape? So I suppose more duct tape would be like at a Home Depot and Lowe's. Staples would be more like scotch and packing tape. Her back is shivering. Oh, this is bad. For one, she's completely drenched in sweat. Where that Arcueid's hurt herself, I lean in to take a good look and... What, you fucking hit your head?
仕切ったらけだもの今のすごいちょっとすごすぎると思う
What, like watching him do his thing? Now, this is just cruel. Arcueid wasn't doubled over in pain. She was trying to hold back her laughter.
嘘泣きとかお前人間社会に毒されすぎてないか
Now, this is when you just let her stay on the ground and fucking kick her in the gut.
というかそうだよな心配した俺がバカだった頑丈なお前があれぐらいで痛がるはずないもんな
あ、ひどい痛いのは本当だったんだから
Yeah, like it may have hurt, but she's like, God, it didn't actually damage me.
あとちょっと追い込まれていたら誰かさんに切られたお腹がまた開いていたところよ
That's not fair. No matter what I say, I'm still to blame, so I accept my defeat in silence.
はいはいわかりました俺が悪ございましたともさっきのバカ笑いはどうあれお前が無事でよかったよ
Yeah, it's like, fuck, we thought we did like a cool badass thing, and then you just laugh at us? Like, fuck, dude. My mouth opens fire before I can help myself. And after I do, she's back to wearing that usual enigmatic grin.
なんだよまだ何かあるのか
うんそれと嘘泣きじゃないよ嬉しいのも本当だって式がすごく頼りになるんだもん
Yeah, look at like what a good sidekick I have. Rushing to my aid when he thinks I'm in danger. My cheeks are burning. I turn away and counter the sudden ambush.
何どうかした式
どうもしてないちょっと暑いんでほら
Yeah, and one of the neighbors is like fucking playing the drums really loud. Don't they know it's late at night? Gotta call the cops with a noise complaint. Ah, what an excuse. That was genuinely terrible. But for now, I can't bring myself to look at Arcueid. I bring my hands to my face to hide my burning cheeks, but it only serves to heat them more. I mean, Arcueid's stupid, so you could just lie and say, yeah, fighting that thing, you know, on the spot like that kind of got me, you know, a little tuckered out, so I'm burning up a bit. Be like, oh, it's my anemia acting up. What's that look? What is she thinking? As if being good at killing is something to be praised. Read the room. You're evil. A witch. Why the hell am I still happy about it? I need to calm down. Chill the fuck out.
よし、落ち着いた。で、これからどうしようか。ほら、ここが敵の本拠地じゃないにしても、中に入って手がかりを探すとか。
I mean, I doubt there's gonna be many clues, my dude. They're fucking zombies. You know, fucking ghouls. I doubt they're like taking notes.
そうね。人が来る前に調べてもいいかも。
Yeah, like, do they have like a fucking special ghoul, like, conference room where it's like, oh, we got our ghoul fax on our ghoul fucking fax machine? So one of them still logged into their fucking ghoul mail account. You know, read his emails that come from the boss. I wasn't leading up to that, but I'm glad I thought of ghoul mail right on the spot. I'm very, very proud of that.
棺の手がかりはないでしょうけど、他の食堂の場所が。
I can't do this. The throbbing in my chest won't calm down. My face is burning up. I'm growing more lightheaded by the second. Arcueid's voice feels like it's passing me by. What am I supposed to do? Anyone would be smitten, being told that with that kind of smile. The pain in my head, the heaviness in my arms and legs. It's all because of your anemia and your passing out.
四季ちょっと大丈夫
Yeah, he's getting the tunnel vision. He's probably white as a sheet. He's probably getting those fucking bullets of sweat. Mm-hmm.
すごい熱。あの死者、そんなに見えにくい相手だったの
I mean, a little. It was kind of freaky, not gonna lie.
いや、そんなことはなかったけど、お前、なんか近くない。
Yeah, you're kind of a little warm, yeah? I can barely move my head. I'm conscious, but my brain feels like it's stuffed with cotton, completely dulling my senses.
ここの調査はやめて休憩にしましょう。どうせ手がかりなんて残さないやつだし、今日は食堂を潰せただけで十分よ。
Which I think it
これ
mentioned
だ
it
けの
last time,
働
but
き
I
あ
only
りを
did
失
that
ったら
on
しば
accident
らく
before.
活動はできないし、もう自分から外に出てくるしかなくなるわ。
When I had like a mixture of allergies and respiratory infection, I was just drinking cough syrup at work to get through the day. She pulls me away by the arm. I nod vaguely, and we leave the garage and the sea of bloody parts within. Also, is no one gonna come to clean that up? Like, what if one of the neighbors across the street's just walking by and they're like, oh, weird, the garage door is cut, and they peek in and they just see 20 people's worth of fucking body parts lying around. They're gonna be like, oh, that's gonna be on the fucking news tomorrow. I rest on the bench. Full feeling returns to my arms and legs after about 30 minutes. Unless, like, you know, the head vampire has, like, his own cleaning service that he'll send to, you know, make everything look good because it's bad. It's bad for the operation, you know, if something like that's discovered. So he has his own, like, janitorial service on staff that only exist to do like crime scene cleanup before it can be found. I didn't notice it myself, but it seems to be staring at the aberration's lines really did a number on me. Arcueid stands in front of the bench. She's been staring at me since we arrived.
あのな、アルクエイド。
Well, yeah, she's making sure you don't just fucking, like, go green in the gills and white as a sheet and pass out again or something.
めまいも消えたんだし、そのいかにも俺が悪いって顔はもうやめてくれ。
Nope, she's your bedside nurse.
そもそも、あの時はああでもしないと傷が開いたんだろう、お前。
あれは言葉のあや。あんな編集ぐらい何とでもできたわ。そんなことよりあなたの体よ。昨日の話ちゃんと覚えてる？
So, you're familiar with a bunch of different variants, right? Can you mind explaining what the fuck that was?
目を使いすぎるなって話だろ。わかってる。俺だって廃人にはなりたくない。次からは気をつける。
はあ、鈍感にも程がある。あなたに危機感を植え付けるのは難儀そうね。
Mm-hmm.
ま、一番身近にして最高級の死に慣れているんだから、それも
Look,
当
it's
然
not
か。
his fault that
Honto.
they threw in like a
どうしてやろう
fucking
かしら。
Resident Evil biofreak
一度
monster
思い
into
っきり
there.
怖がらせてあげましょうか。
Regular zombies, those are easy enough to comprehend. You know, it's just someone who's dead who is now still dead but also back up again. But that thing was just weird. Why is she so resentful about this? Can someone explain it to me?
最高級の恐怖なら、お前に追いかけられた時のでお腹いっぱいだよ。この目が危険だってことも、言われなくとも分かってる。
I've lived with them for 7 years now. I mean, yes, but this is the first time you've been using them. So that's kind of different. It's like being like, "Oh yeah, I have a gun, but it's been kept in the safe for 7 years and I've never opened it or touched it." But now it's like, have to use to go zombie hunting and it's different, you're actually utilizing it.
さっきのだって、いつもならめまいは起こさなかった。あれは単に。
I don't think it was from looking at the lines too much. I was just overwhelmed from everything with Arcueid.
単に、何？
単に、歩き尽くしで疲れていただけだ。お前は平気だろうけど、人間は疲れるんだよ。2時間歩きっぱなしだと。
Depends at the pace you're going. If you're just going for like a leisurely walk, not really.
それならいいけど。
Especially you're in a flat city.
四季ってたまに自分を客観視しすぎてない？その魔眼のせいで自分嫌いになってるとか？
Because if you're walking on like an incline, bumpy, uneven terrain, yeah, 2 hours, you could start feeling it, but perfectly flat, concrete, paved city like this, nah, you'd be fine.
いや、自分が嫌いになれたら、目のことで悩んだりはしないだろう。言っておくけど、俺は自分のことも周りのことも、やけになって見たことは一度もないよ。
I mean, you kind of did it a little bit in the beginning, but I'll give you some slack, because that was like literally the first couple days.
そうなんだ。ちょっと意外。
I'm sure it is. But this is a question of dignity, of having a place to belong. Someone once said that even a person like me has a reason to live. That's why I don't want to fall into despair, or hate myself. Maybe a small thing to live my life by, but it's brought me this far.
それに、この目だってそんなに悪いことばかりでもないし。
Yeah, I use it to do cool things and help you.
裸
So,
眼でいると色々と不都合があるけど、食欲が薄れるのは手間が省けて楽だよ。もともと小食だから相性はいいと思う。
I mean, good for your waistline, but probably bad for your overall health.
魔眼による食欲の減少と持って生まれた消化機能の関係は私にはわからないけど。
Yeah, you still need to eat, even if, you just don't have much of an appetite because you're feeling so nauseous all the time from looking at lines of death, but...
ああ、いや、ごめん。今のは冗談というか、本気で取られると恥ずかしいというかですね。
Yeah, Kohaku's gonna end up making like some protein, like nutrients paste in like a giant comical syringe, like a big plastic one, and that you use to like give cats their like medicine or something and just like stick it in your gob and fucking shove it all down.
真面目な話よ。あなたの目は後天的なものと言っていたけど、それは現れるのが遅かっただけの話かもしれない。
現れるのが遅かっただけ?
Yeah, it's like a underlying condition, you know, genetically predisposed to having them, and then something happened to trigger it.
ええ、超能力は突然変異体だけど、それにだって誕生する土壌が必要なの。
It's a little more complicated with Shiki. I think it's a little more, well, I suppose, Tono here, than someone like Ryogi, because her shit's also complicated, but I'm pretty sure, you think she has 2 personalities, but it's really 3, and the first one is like the one she was born with, and that's Void, but Void can't be a person, so therefore it like immediately got swapped out for regular, Ryogi, and then other Shiki, but because it's Void, nothingness, it's a connection to the root and lets you see death and complicated stuff like that, I think. Don't quote me on that. At least that's my interpretation of, of her, how her mystic eyes work. And she's way better at you because she can turn them on and off. Compared to this dipshit who the fucking switch is broke.
四季のような目を持つ先祖はいなかったとしても、似通った目を持った親はいたかもしれない。魔術師は知識と身体回路を子供に移植するけど、あなたのような異能は交配による遺伝子だけで伝わっていって、覚醒遺伝として現れる場合が多いから。
Yeah, recessive genes.
交配による遺伝子。つまり、親父から？
I mean, yeah, but, not that one.
というより、あなたの一族全体の話ね。家系の中であなただけ特別という考え方の方が不自然よ。あなたに異能があるのなら、あなたの家系すべてが特別と考えるべき。四季のか
Oh, sorry, Ark. Didn't mean to cut you off. I can't help but laugh at the question. She wants me to believe all this is genetic? That Akia or Makihisa have eyes like mine? I'm 100% positive that's not the case. Yeah, they have something else. And probably something that's even worse. I'm the only weird one in the family. Besides, without my accident, I'd never have gotten these eyes in the first place. They weren't inherited at all. More like a side effect.
でも、忠告は受け取っておく。ありがとう、アルクエイド。
何？いきなりかしこまって。私、あなたにとって嫌な話をしたと思うんだけど。
Yeah, you can make like Akia really uncomfortable if you go home and ask her about like, I was looking to get some research done to see if we have like a family history of certain medical stuff, and just watch her go, like that's kind of a hard one to answer.
嫌な話じゃなかったよ。
Like for weird things.
俺の体を気遣ってくれてのことだったからさ。
Have her think like, does he know? But then it's the meme where it's like, like one's the little pride flag and the other one's like something completely unrelated, and it's like in their thought bubbles. It's like Akia's thinking about like Oni or something, and Shiki's thinking about like weird eyes.
今日の学校での事前調査だって俺に無理させたくなかったんだろ。お前だって昼間は辛いのに。だからありがとう。ここまでされてやっと気がつくあたり、お礼を言える立場でもないけど。
Arc has been nothing but a little cinnamon bun helping you out, except for the time where she tried to break your glasses that she knew was important to you because she just was mad at them because she's emotional and has a hair trigger, and she can do that.
でもそういうアルクエイドはどうなんだ。腹の傷本当に塞がってるんだろうな。
You need more tape?
そっちはちゃんと塞がってるけど、なんで？
いや、さっき調子悪そうだったから。何もされてないのに苦しそうだったというか、イライラしていたというか。
Yeah, did it smell like garlic in there? I feel a strange sting in my chest. It's not painful. If anything, it's ticklish.
四季？
いや、なんだこれ。
Well, that's strange. I stick my hand in my shirt without thinking. Oh, it's slimy. Why? My fingers are coated in something thick and sticky, like paint.
なんだろう。なんか濡れてる。
Shiki's been lactating. He's been stealing the lactation cookies. I pull my hand from my shirt. From my fingers to my palm. It's slick with crimson blood. Another sting. That strange feeling again. Took me far longer than it should to have recognized that's coming from the old scar in my chest.
四季、それ。
変だな。
His blood.
痛くもないし傷も開いてないのに胸から血が滲んでる。
It's so red. A bright, pure, eye-catching liquid.
ああ、さっきのやつの爪がかすっていたとか。痛みはないんだし、血もこれしか滲んでこないみたい
Oh,
だ
that's
し、
weird.
気にする必要は。
Just spontaneously, waking up covered in blood. Arcueid is staring at my hand. Perhaps more accurately, she's utterly fixated on the crimson liquid that covers it.
アルクエイド。
She's like, "Oh, I need some air." She doesn't answer. Her breathing is slow and labored. Heavy, shaking breaths, like it's hurting her to breathe.
おい、アルクエイド。どうした？やっぱり傷が痛んで。
I grab her shoulder, with her on her nice white sweater with my bloody hand. I'm sure that'll be great to get out. But when I do, she quickly brushes my hand away, fleeing my concern.
アルクエイド。
四季。
She pushes my name between her shallow breaths, a hint of hostility ringing through her tone.
違う。私、そんなこと思ってない。
What is this? Arcueid looks away uneasily.
どうしたんだよ。変だぞお前。
Yeah, it's almost like you thought I looked tasty there for a second.
体まだ回復してないんじゃないのか。
It's like that scene in Finding Nemo,
ちょっと
fucking
無理
Bruce
しすぎ
getting
た
a
み
little
た
bit
い
of a whiff.
だから私帰るね。
ああ。まあどうせ今夜はこれでおしまいだって言ってたけど。
うん。また明日ここで待ってる。
Yeah, hopefully it'll be less awkward. Nope, she's gone. She's gone before I can stop her. And going after her was never an option. Even without giving me another look, she's leaped into the night sky. Like a rabbit hopping across the moon. Alright, time to get killed on our front porch. Climbing the hill to the mansion, I eventually reached the main entrance. It's a little past 2 in the morning. My fatigue is really starting to set in now.
あれしまった。正門が閉ま
Yeah,
ってる。
almost like Hisui said she was gonna lock it. How come? It was still open when I came home late yesterday.
オートロックは切っておいたんだけどな。
It's possible the locking mechanism was changed. Either way, I'm stuck now. I could try to climb over, but I'm sure that would cause the security system to go off. And I'd rather not kill the lock. If they found a broken lock on the gate, that would definitely be cause for an emergency family meeting. I should only use my eyes as a last resort.
この屋敷、裏門とかなかったっけ？
Maybe? Like a service entrance for like delivery vehicles? Or even just like a servant's entrance on the side? I propped my back against the wall to take a break. I've been following along the estate's walls, but after all that's happened today, I'm starting to get dizzy. It's a familiar dizziness, a sure sign of my anemia acting up. I'm having trouble breathing too. I'd love to lay down, but that's not an option right now. If there's a back entrance, I haven't found it yet. Just how far does this wall go? I'm only now starting to truly appreciate how massive this place is. I'm sure if you looked at the property tax bill, you'd fucking appreciate it then. Though maybe not, because you're not the one paying it. There may be no choice but to follow the main road around, climb the hill, and enter through the forest. According to the map on my phone, it's about a 3-kilometer walk from here. Oh, that's not that bad.
体力持つといいんだけど。
Though, you know, I'm not dying, and he is, so it may be a little far for him. I'd really like to avoid walking through the woods in the dark. There's street lamps as long as I'm following the road, but I won't be able to count on them in the forest. When I think about walking in the darkness, shivers go up my spine. Yeah, I hate being in, like, really dark woods without a light. Or even with a light. The park near my place that I go running at, half of the trail, like, goes into the woods. And one morning I got there too early, so I went on the run anyway. You know, when you're outside the woods, you can see, you know, enough, you know. It's that early morning kind of, it's still dark, but there's enough ambient light that you can still see. But once you get into the trees, it's like pitch black. I had my headlamp in my car, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just throw that on, you know, and turn it on for when I get into the trees. And even when I did, just like something about running in the dark like that through the woods, fucking my, like, all my sixth sense, monkey brain, lizard brain instincts were like on full alert. I'm like, I don't like this. This is just fucking creepy. Now that's strange. There's something standing there, between the street lamps, where neither light reaches. It's fucking Shadow Man. My blood is flowing at double its usual speed. Perhaps it's just another illusion. It's definitely a person. But I can't see anything other than that. There's something strange about the silhouette. It's getting closer. Tap, tap, tap. The sound of hollow footsteps. Its only exposed eye is bloodshot and fixed on me. Thump. The blade of my knife is set loose. My other hand goes to the temple of my glasses. A centipede-like chill crawls its way up my back. With one final step, the figure crosses the point of no return. That very moment, the light from the street lamp vanishes with an audible click. The moon is hidden behind a veil of clouds. The world has plunged into darkness. Thump. My heart races, as if to inform me of my rapidly approaching demise. Dizziness glues my feet in place as though I were trudging through mud. Though I try to retreat, my body is too heavy to respond. Blah. A knife cuts the darkness. The wet sound of flesh being pierced comes from somewhere above my heart.
Oh.
Ow! I don't understand. I can just barely wrap my head around the fact that a knife is sticking out of my chest. Honest mids, Michael? The moon pierces through the cloud cover for only a moment, illuminating the figure's form. A ghastly frame, utterly shrouded in blackness. But something feels familiar. It was the last thing I ever saw. I'll be real, I don't like Roa's redesign. I think his original looks way better with like the really long hair and the more kind of baggy blouse shirt, you know? I just think it looks better. The facial structure's different too. Yeah. Save us, CL Sensei. Like, it's not bad. It's just, it's one of those things where it's just the redesign's just a straight downgrade in my opinion.
特に心当たりのないデッドエンドを迎えた遠野くんをお助けする Q&A コーナー。
Hooray!
教えて、シエル先生の時間です。こんにちは、教官のシエルです。
Good care.
I am the cat god.
さて、今回の死亡ですが、なぜこうなったかわかりますか、ゴッド？
Should you be saying that? Aren't you like fucking super Catholic?
紙だからわかんねえ。直前に選択肢もなかったし。
はい、これはちょっと珍しい、
Mm-hmm.
数個前の選択が影響しているパターンです。
Yep. Like I
ただで
said,
さ
I
え
guessed it.
深夜の探索は感心できないというのに、お家の方に嘘までつくのは道徳的にアウト。
Yeah, especially if they don't even leave like a key under the fucking welcome mat for you.
心当たりがある遠野くんは該当する選択肢に戻って誠実に対応してみると良いでしょう。
Mm-hmm.
嘘は良くない。正直が一番ってことだにゃ。見ろよ、あの私にそっくりな吸血鬼ヒロインの心の綺麗さ。
You say honesty is the best policy, but you know, I think Ark's
やっぱ
been
ヒ
a
ロイン
little
たるもの、
misleading about a
嘘
couple
つかない、
things.
隠し事もしないが基本だよね。
No, they don't completely lie about certain important things about what they've done.
ね、そうは思いませんか、シエル先生。ところで
Even if it's only
何
once,
か言わなくてはい
still
けないことがあるんじゃないかにゃ。
Yeah.
にゃにゃにゃ、無駄無駄。素直な心には一発も当たらないにゃ。それなりに鋭いじゃないのさ。なるほど。実力
Yeah,
は
I don't think you can do the cross counter in this form.
それでは今回はこの辺で、また次のデッドエンドで会いましょう。
Yep. See you then.
隠すのは体重と武器だけにして。
Yep, not your age, not your profession, not the nature of your reality. Uh-huh, yeah, tell the truth. Never lie to Hisui, it would make her sad. I tell her the truth. Even if I lied, I wouldn't be able to keep the truth from Hisui or Kohaku for long. Yeah, they just check the security footage and see you fucking coming back at 3 a.m. So I may as well let her know I'll be out tonight.
ああ、実はこれから何日か夜は出かけることになる。でも誓って悪い遊びをしているわけじゃない。秋葉には嫌われる一方だろうけど、
Yeah, it's a man.
途中でやめることはできないんだ。
I wouldn't expect you to get it. That's right. There's a dangerous, mysterious vampire terrorizing our city, and Arcueid is the only one who can do something about it. Above all, Tsukihime is my home. Can't just ignore what's going on.
翡翠にも迷惑をかけるけど、しばらくは見過ごしてくれると助かる。0時
He
になった
says
ら
as
帰
he's
ってくる
back
か
by
ら、
2 a.m.
玄関の鍵だけ開けておいてほしい。
私たちに理由は話せないというのですね。
そうだ。ごめんな翡翠。だらしないやつだと思って、今は何も聞かないでほしい。
Yeah, I would tell you if we could, but we can't.
いえ、四季様は私の主人です。主人をだらしない方と蔑む使用人はおりません。
I mean, you could be your sister. Isui speaks dispassionately, her face is blank as ever. That's all there is to that, I guess. I nod my head to Hisui and start up the lobby stairs.
お待ちください。
Are they gonna give us the key? I pause. Hisui calls out to me, her voice muted like never before.
その差し出
Yep,
がま
that
しいこ
blank
となので
face
す
that
が、
Hisui always wears, completely devoid of emotion and her inner feelings. Yep, totally. Hisui clenches her hands as she looks over towards me.
四季様さえよろしければ、夜に出かけることを秋葉様にお隠しすることができます。
That'd be much appreciated.
それって、口裏を合わせてくれるってこと？
Yeah, what are friends for?
はい。
You know, like
夕
your
食後、
best and some of your
秋葉
oldest
様はお
friends.
部屋からお出になることは稀です。就寝前の見回りは私と姉さんがしておりますから、その報告を怠ってしまえば、四季様のお部屋の様子は誰にもわからなくなります。
Mm-hmm.
いや、
What
そ
you
れ
know
は
won't hurt
助か
her,
る。
and you know, therefore hurt
助かる
you.
けど、いいのか？秋葉は二人の雇い主じゃないか。
Yeah, but she's assigned to you right now, so.
私の主人は四季様だと申し上げたはずですが、
I don't know about this, but I'm suddenly very happy that I decided to tell her the truth. Not only did she listen to my crappy reasoning, but she even offered to aid me.
ありがとう翡翠。そうしてくれるととても助かる。
それ
You're
では
gonna
今
get
夜から
an
は
extra big Christmas
こちらの
bonus
カー
this
ドキ
year,
ーをご利用
Hisui.
くだ
Just
さ
you
い。
wait. If you guys even get paid, I hope you do. I'll be talking to my sister about this.
秋葉様の言いつけで屋敷の正門の暗証を変えたのです。
Hmm.
こちらのカードキーでしたら深夜でも正門の鍵は外れます。
Nice. Giving us admin rights.
お、さすが秋葉。対応早いな。
And ruthless. That was close. If I had left without saying anything, I might not have been able to get back in.
私からの提案は以上です。夜の外出をお止めはいたしませんが、どうか怪我のないようお気をつけて。
Mm-hmm. Don't want to get hit by a car or something. Fucking jackasses driving in the middle of the night with no headlights on. Isui bids me farewell with a bow.
やった。
Hell yeah. I just got help from an unexpected source. Now I can leave the mansion without worrying Akia. And then we go to the room, and then I can skip forward and advance back to where we were. I hope. Yep, by myself, almost 10
よ
o'clock.
し。行くか。
Auto scroll, fast forward, jump to next scene. Yes. Actually, what's the difference between fast forward and skip? I actually don't know. hold to fast forward. Which doesn't do anything. Okay. I pocket my knife and slip out of the room as quietly as possible. Maybe I need to actually get to the park. Is it going fast now? Yeah, okay. What if I hit skip to next scene? How far is that gonna bring us? Yeah? Okay, like that. Gotcha. Just fast forward, I guess. Through all unread dialogue. Or just, yeah. Up at the mansion, there we go. Following the road up the hill from the residential district, I eventually reached the mansion, the estate's outer wall. It's a little past 2 in the morning. My fatigue is really starting to set in now.
あいつ、あんなんで大丈夫なのかな?
No, she's fine. Arcueid's expression when we parted suddenly weighs on my mind. She didn't seem tired or in pain, but... Oh, that's strange. There's something standing there, between the street lamps, where neither light reaches. I guess the difference is, you know, he meets us here, except... And we're not all tuckered out from, you know, walking along the fucking mansion wall dying, so he can put up a fight. First thing I feel is terror. The situation is so unnatural, so unreal, it feels like my heart will stop. Unfortunately, I'm already used to things like this. Masking my quickening pulse, I quietly take my knife in hand. Thump. My blood is flowing at double its usual speed. Perhaps it's just another illusion. It's definitely a person. I can't see anything other than that. There's something strange about that silhouette. I'm getting closer. Tap, 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 tap. The sound of hollow footsteps. Its only exposed eyes, bloodshot and fixed on me. Thump. The blade of my knife is set loose. My other hand goes to the temple of my glasses. A chill crawls its way up my back like a centipede. With one final step, the figure crosses the point of no return. At that very moment, the light from the street lamps vanishes with an audible click. Even though the moon is bright tonight, the world is plunged into darkness. Thump. My heart races, as if to inform me of my rapidly approaching demise. His blade races towards my left arm, near my bicep. My reason will have to catch up later. I bring my knife up to meet the flash streaking towards me through the darkness, deflecting it just in time. The edges of the shadow's lips contort. Somehow, I sense it's grinning. But I can't lose focus. I need to counter this thing. Although I'm surprised, I'm also perfectly calm. Not a second has passed since this figure first came into sight. My thoughts have ceased. Time has frozen over. I don't have a moment to waste on being shocked. The clashing of our blades sends sparks flying into the night air. Though the unnatural darkness conceals us both, I can see something shining brightly within it. Distinct, shimmering junctions connecting the life underneath. I deflect the relentless blades exactly how I intend to. There's one thing that astounds me. It's the fact that my body is able to stop these shredded attacks so precisely, even while I'm already this exhausted. Is my opponent simply easy to read? That may be part of it, but it's not all. My arms are simply following the map of lines and points that my eyes see. And in this complete darkness, they're all I can see, and so I focus on them alone. Oh, my head. Hurts terribly. My thoughts are on fire. My chest stings. My head hurts. My scar is hot. My eyes feel like they might spill from their sockets. But this feels familiar. Something like this happened long, long ago. Yes. The body of a child covered in blood. Akia, bloodied and crying. My own blood-soaked hands. Sounds of cicadas. Free, free, free. Metal crashes against metal. Pure instinct allows me to continue deflecting the blade. It's close. I blacked out there for a second. I won't let my guard down again. Because I know where it's aiming. I can parry every strike before my mind even catches up. The reason is simple. It's aiming for my body's lines. That's why I know where it'll aim before it even moves. All I need to do is protect the line it's most likely to be aiming for based on its posture and timing. The second I realize my enemy's strategy, I finally speak.
お前見えているのか
I know it. The figure can see the exact same thing I do. Damn it. The shadow laughs in the darkness. Its bloodshot eyes stare down at me mockingly, as if to say, "So you finally noticed." Blood is rapidly pumping through my body. The corners of my lips rise into a confluence of exultation and fear. I see, then we're on equal terms. If either one of us hits their mark, it'll be over. Well, they're similar, but a little different. That doesn't matter to me. Not anymore. So what if any of its cuts could kill me? If that was enough to scare me, I wouldn't be alive right now. I think of that sheer cold I endured before. Love was far more impressive. This thing doesn't compare to a vampire like that. Even if it might be one of Arcueid's after all. Even if it might be one of Arcueid's after. What? This thing doesn't compare to a vampire like that, even if it might be one of Arcueid's after. That sentence is a little confusing, and I don't quite get what that last sentence means, but so be it. All things considered, I have the upper hand. Attack. Attack. Taking the offensive. The figure's keeping up, but it's forced to dedicate everything to matching me. I can win. Don't know who this is or where they came from. But what I do know is that I'm cornered. Goosebumps form on my skin. My heart races with the feeling of power. I can win. I'm stronger. I'm stronger. If this thing's gonna kill me, I'll just kill them first. I deflect my opponent's attack, disarming them. I step forward, a thrust of the knife bared like fangs at a now unprotected line before me. Something's odd. Why don't I feel any hesitation? Well, that's a weird looking thing. Wasn't a black key. The street lamps flicker back on, rousing my mind from its feverish state. There's no one in front of me. The shadow I engaged in battle isn't there. It's been flung against the estate's outer wall, impaled by a long, thin object. struggle to make sense of the situation. The figure that attacked me, a man, apparently, was run through with a rod-like object that flew in from the side. The impact must have flung him against the wall. No human could have survived something like that. But that thing isn't human. Don't think it could be CL, because she doesn't have her pile bunker anymore, you know. It's like a big sword now or something. His voice is hoarse. The man, his gut skewered, wheezes as he glares at the night sky. I keep my distance as I follow his gaze. And there, I see a familiar figure standing atop the streetlight.
ノエル先生。
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's dressed like a nun. In her right hand, she's holding a narrow-bladed sword. In her left, an absurdly massive halberd. I recognize the shape of the former. To be more exact, part of my brain remembers it having entered my field of view. On a subconscious level, I know that it's one of these swords that saved me from Vlov's icicles. I don't know, the one that saved you looked more like a traditional black key than whatever that thing is. Our eyes meet. She shoots me a smile, and in the next moment, she launches her swords at the shadowed figure. With some fucking horrific aim, apparently. Oh no, she's doing like an electric magic cage thing. As she says the words, light bursts from the swords. I can hear the air shift as she readies her halberd. She readjusts her grip, making seagull sounds all the while, and jump downs from the light, aiming for her target. The man cries out as flesh and bone are severed. The shadow-like substance surrounding you is dispersed by Noel's implement of war. The man, shadow and all, begins to dissolve, just like the abhorrent zombie I fought in the garage. He stares me down as his body fades away. His black, bloodshot eye exudes hatred, as if he were cursing my very existence. All I can do is stare, dumbfounded. The man fades with the shadows that surrounded him. Erased completely from this world, with no evidence he ever existed in the first place. Well, that was a weird thing. Well, let's not think about that at all whatsoever, you know. It's probably just just the wind. All that remains are the sounds of wind and chirping insects. Feels just like any other night now. It's like the entire world is pretending that the man who screamed his heart out never existed. Yup. It's probably better that way. Meanwhile, I've been left with an equally strange person.
こんばんは。この国の夜は安全だと聞いていたけど、この辺りは物騒なのね。ちょっと散歩していたら、吸血鬼みたいな化け物が可愛い教え子に襲いかかっているんだもの。それとも、あなたの周りが特別なのかしら。どうの四季君？
I mean, yeah, but... The woman turns to face me. She smiles with obvious, unbridled hostility. There's no mistaking it. It's none other than our school's latest substitute teacher.
ノエル先生っていいんですか？
そうね。先生って響きは悪くないけど、ここは学校の外なんだし。
Yeah, it'll make it harder
先生
for
が外
what's
した方
coming
が
up.
何かと気が楽よね。
Footfalls reverberate in my ears. Noelle is getting closer. With halberd in hand and an unsettling smile plastered on her face, she approaches. Treat her as an enemy sounds bad, because that's, like... Just be like, you know, let's chill, you know? Kind of be ready, but don't be like, point my knife at her kind of thing. Ow. Noelle leaps at me the second I ready my knife. The difference in reach between our weapons is too great. Faster than I can think to react, she swipes at my side with the butt of her polearm. Oh, that's gonna hurt. My head spins at the overwhelming impact. The attack must have sent me flying over a meter through the air. I brace myself, ignoring the pain from the initial blow. My back hits the asphalt and I'm able to absorb some of the shock, but Noelle's already there.
ダメよ、四季君。敵を前にしてあからさまに身構えるとか、もう甘すぎてにやけちゃう。
Alright, it's a fake choice.
私、臆病だからつい本気で打ち込んじゃったけど、まだ生きてる？
I mean, yeah, fucking nasty kidney blow, though. He's probably gonna be pissing blood tomorrow. I prop my arms under me to try and stand up. But Noelle steps down on my chest with a heavy boot.
はーい。おとなしくしていてね。義理もなければ恋人同士でもないんだし。下手に暴れるとその首、ボキッと潰しちゃうぞ。
Couldn't we have just, you know, talked standing up instead of like this? I glare up at Noelle from the ground. I don't understand what's happening in the slightest. All I know is that this woman honestly wants to kill me.
くそ、あんたも吸血鬼だったのか。
No?
なんですって。
I mean, but also maybe? It's complicated. I actually have no fucking idea what, you know, DA Noelle is or how that works. Other than it can't be that big of a fucking spoiler plot twist because it's in Melting Blood, so.
今吸血鬼だって言った。私があんな怪物と一緒だって言ったわけ。
Her boot presses harder on my chest. Oh, she's seriously pissed at the mere insinuation that she might be a vampire.
首筋に進行なし。靴に染み込ませた聖水にも拒絶反応なし。ついでに言うと、私好みのファニーフェイスにも変貌なし。
No funny face.
はい、異端審査終了。だっていいわよ、どうの四季君。
The boot on my chest is finally lifted. Now free, I stand myself up and try to get my breathing under control. Okay, but to be fair, from, you know, Noelle's standpoint, you, one, hang out with a vampire that she saw on school grounds with you. Two, okay, I thought my microphone stopped working there for a second, but no, it's the Switch, soundbar on the audio mixer that's not moving because there's no background music right now. It's just fucking face went pale and started sweating bullets. No. You hang out with Arc. You get into weird fucking vampire fights. You know, just vampire turf war shit. You just did crazy, you know, inhuman knife fight with a different fucking vampire in the street. It's kind of reasonable for Noelle to kind of take the initiative here and assume the worst. I'm hurting all over, but I think I got off with only some light internal bleeding.
はい、これメガネ。落とし物には気をつけなさい。
Thanks, Miss Noelle. Do you have some Tylenol?
そうですか。
That really hurt.
そっちの横槍で落としたものですけど。
I take my glasses from Noelle and place them back where they belong. Now then, what in the hell is going on?
とまあ、美少年が一人で出歩くと、 こんな風に危険がいっぱいなわけ。忠告がてら脅かしちゃったけど、勢い食べちゃうところだったわ。
Yep, you carnivore woman. She laughs like she made a little mistake. I'm at a genuine loss for words.
あれ？何そのノーリアクション。
Because he knows fucking nothing.
私たちの
His
こと、
head is
あの
empty.
吸血鬼に聞いてないの？
Nope. I mean, she's made some offhanded comments about the church, but...
聞いてないのね。あっそう。私みたいな雑魚は眼中にないってわけ。
Mm-hmm.
まあいいけど、私も話題になんかされたくないし。
Yep, spreading slanderous rumors behind your back.
いいわ。パパッとレクチャーしてあげる。
Thanks, Teach.
簡単に言うと、私は町を守る正義のお姉さんみたいな。
You're a little bit old to be a magical girl, aren't you?
あのクソ吸血鬼どもから人間社会を守る影の組織とかかっこよくない？
She laughs as she speaks, which makes it difficult to judge how serious she's being. As dubious as her explanation was, it does remind me of something. The fact that she just
教会の
murked
代
that
行者
vampire that tried
っ
to
て
kill
やつ
you?
ですか。
ええ、その代行者。四季君は無神論者でしょ？だから実感は湧かないだろうけど、私たち教会は主の皆のもと、人の良き営みを守る意志がある。
Mm-hmm.
たとえそれがこんな末法の国でもね。ある日突然転任してきた魅惑の美人教師は、その実教会から派遣された正義のエクソシストだったってこと。
Wow, already falling more in love. An exorcist. Someone who purifies demons. I don't know if vampires count as demons, but it doesn't seem like she's lying.
わかりました。いきなりのことで信じられませんけど、信じます。どうあれ、これで2度目ですし。
She's gonna be like, second time?
危ないところを助けてくれて。
2度目？
Yeah.
ああ、そういうこと。でもまあ、今回は違うわ。たまたま危ないところに出くわしたんじゃなくて、私、最初から君を狙っていたんだし。
Unless that was Noelle that helped? I don't know, it's kind of ambiguous. When I saw the red-handled black keys, you know, that's more CL's thing, unless she's just taking credit for it here.
最初から俺を狙っていた。
Well, yeah, they're hunting Roa, and you're like fucking obvious target for his like fucking modus operandi.
さあ、君が屋敷を出た時からずっと尾行していたの。私のお仕事は吸血鬼の殲滅だもの。その吸血鬼に従っている人間がいれば監視するのが当たり前でしょ？
Or that, yeah. Her logic tracks. But she's missing some important context. Not following Arcueid's orders. And besides, she's a good vampire. We're both trying to save this city.
それは。
まあ本当なら真っ先に吸血鬼の方から殺してるんだけど、相手はあの怪物でしょ？私一人じゃ返り討ちだし、師匠は上司に飛ばされちゃったし。
Oh, CL's just gone. Like gone.
仕方なく小さい方の獲物に網を張ってたわけ。
小さい獲物ってのは俺の
I
こ
don't
と
know who
です
your
か？
master is in this case. The organizational hierarchy is a little vague with all these new actors that I'm unfamiliar with added to the scenes here.
ええ、あの怪物が狂犬なら、四季君はプリッとしたエビちゃんね。吸血鬼にしろ私たちにしろ美味しい獲物なのは間違いなし。
Are you telling me Shiki fried this rice?
でもなんか様子が変だった。ここ数日君を監視していたけど、無理やり従わされてる雰囲気じゃないし、血も吸われてないでしょ？ねえ四季君、あなたなんであんな怪物と一緒にいるの？
'Cause she's really pretty. I furrow my brow and swallow the words in my throat. It's not the way Noelle asked the question that bothers me. It's that she asked it at all.
おやだんまり。君は吸血鬼の仲間になりたいのかな？
Yeah.
定番だけど、 永遠の命が欲しいとか？
What? No.
は
The question catches me by surprise. Never even considered that, but I guess that'd be a natural reason to seek out friendship with a vampire.
いやでも
That isn't possible with Arcueid. I mean, she doesn't drink blood, and she doesn't create new allies or grant people abilities. That sort of offer wasn't even on the table.
違うの？ならどうして？
そんなの決まってる。自分たちが住んでいる町のために吸血鬼を借り出す協力をしているだけです。
Yeah, very, very simple, manly shonen reasons. I stare intently into her eyes. I'm not interested in going back and forth against her. But I won't sit here and let her say whatever she wants about Arcueid and me. I tell her as much with my gaze alone. And then she's probably gonna squeal. It's like, eee, what fiery passion.
君が噛まれていたなら、そんなザレ言と一緒に手足ぶった切って置物にしてるところだけど。
Rude?
残念ながら、ただの人間には手出しできないものね。今のは聞かなかったことにしておくわ。
Noelle turns around and begins walking away. She seems unable to accept the idea of fighting on the same side as a vampire. But at least she's calmed down a little. Or maybe my answer just made her lose interest.
ああ、でも忠告。さっき最初から君を狙っていたと言ったけどね。あれ、もっと深い意味なの。
What, you just have a thing for like teenage boys with glasses?
この町に救った使徒は数年以上前から根付いているわ。私の師匠の言うことには審査のように昨日今日やってきたわけじゃないんだとか。吸血鬼は外から来るものばかりじゃない。案外身近なところにいて何十年も前から潜伏しているケースのが多いの。それも町で一番力のある権力者の家にとかね。わかる？自分たちの町を守るとか言っていたけど。
Yeah, maybe you should start by, protecting your actual house.
そんな曖昧なくくりじゃなくて、君は自分の身を守った方がいいってこと。
それはどういう？
だってそうでしょ。
Also, what now? It seems like you just kind of fucking killed Roa there. Unless that was like a shadow clone or something.
さっきの不死は君を狙ってきたんですもの。
Because I think in the original, like, I remember him just catching on fire and then, like, fucking falling off the guardrail into the woods or something. It's when he was all bandaged up and stuff.
どうの四季君。
With that, the woman dressed like a nun walks away. As she does, she tosses her gaze to a street lamp. Maybe I'll jump up there and hop my way home all cool-like. Nope, not happening. As if I can make a jump like that without a running start. Like, if I could, I wouldn't even be human. Her thoughts blatantly apparent, Noelle continues on down the road, massive polearm in hand.
あれはあれですごい人っぽいような。
I mumble, taken aback. As if uttering that comment took the last of my remaining strength, my knees give out from under me, and I slump against the wall.
でも狙われたのは俺だって。
Yeah, weird, huh? It's not unfathomable. I am cooperating with Arcueid after all. But that's not right. I don't know what the real reason is, but I have a feeling that isn't it. My vertigo returns with force now that my adrenaline has faded. With one hand against the wall for support, I make my way to the main gate. My chest hurts. I need to get to my room while I'm still conscious before my body completely gives out on me. Yeah, it's almost like some bitch just stomped on it with a boot. I can worry about the rest later. But the gate is much farther than I thought. As my headache begins to ease, tension abandons the rest of my body. My back still up against the estate's outer wall, I watch as I drift off to sleep. Yasui, come get me. Just like toss me in a wheelbarrow. Wow. Sure. I can save over that one. It's fine. Chapter 9 with a very ominous name, lowercase d, death. I think they forgot to hit the cap locks there. But with that, ladies and gents, that is where we're going to end it here for today. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you guys on next time for the next episode of Tsukihime Remake, where we will pick up doing something. I actually don't know where we go from here. So, yeah, catch you guys there now. Bye-bye.